Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode on our single player world. Now today we are going to start off with a little bit of something that I asked you about, kind of, in the last episode. I know it sounds a bit stupid the way I've started, and it is stupid because that's just me, but yes. Oh man, you know what? Before we carry on, me standing here, let me just put this out here. You see this right here? Can you see the difference there? Well, not there. There to there. That's been a long time. I'm gonna have to fix that up. That is horrible now that I've noticed that. That's been like 100 and something episodes that has been wrong for. Man, that is embarrassing. Alright, before we mess up anymore, let's go and ask you guys something very important. So in the last episode, I told you that we were going to be going through something which I wanted to test out. And this isn't 100%, and I know some people are going to have mixed opinions on it, so can you please have this discussion down in the comments, because this is an open debate. And I'm not 100% sold on it. So first of all, let's have a look at this here. There's a few things in this area specifically. This area is a good area to show you that I think need to be fixed in Minecraft for the whole reason of the default colors and stuff like that. So we've got these nice kind of natural looking greens going into some very bright yellow and some very bright green and some ridiculously bright green, which just doesn't work for me. So when we go down here, and I think you guys can tell where this is going. So when we go down here, we can see these carrots have got stupidly green leaves, but I'm cool with the orange. The wheat is very, very yellow. It's still actually alright, but it's on the border. And here, the beets as well. Very, very green leaves. And I just can't really get this area to look good when I want to make stuff legitimate, like actually have stuff growing around here. Of course I can try and make fake stuff, but I like to use the real Minecraft things. I mean, I could try and do my own fake grass or whatever, but I don't want to do that. And what I've done is, in fact, let me just do this. So we'll stop right over here. See this? Look at this view. It's between this, and the reason why I say this is pretty good is because also that is another little issue for me. So hold on 1 second. And we're back. So tell me what you think, because I've gone ahead and I've made some texture changes to try and accompany the build that we've got here. And I'm not a fan of changing textures in like the game. I like the default texture pack, but I was just getting a little bit run down with the way this area was looking. You know, I just felt like we've done as much as we could, and it doesn't look like Mojang's changing these colors. Maybe this new update for Minecraft 1.12 could change some colors to good colors, but I'm not counting on it. So I've decided to give it a try, and we can have a look at how this looks. So what I've done, let me explain here. Look at these carrots. You see how they've got this kind of natural green? All I've done is I've taken the leaves and made the color a little bit more natural color, if you get what I mean. So I've left the carrots. Carrots are actually the same amount of orange they are. I've just changed the leaf color, and I'm not changing any textures. So just before any of you guys get a bit too crazy, go a little bit wild, I'm not going to change any textures as far as changing shapes of things, changing anything to some different block. For instance, say I don't use, let's take a block I never ever use. Granite, for instance. I've got some granite in there, but say for instance I changed that block. I wouldn't change that block at all. I'm just going to change very minimal things, and tell me what you think, because as I say, I'm not 100% sold on this. I decided to go with a little bit of a different leaf color for the potatoes, however, and this is still the natural potato color down the bottom. I've gone for this kind of little bit of a bluey tinge, and I'm not too happy with it, but I think it is quite accurate considering the potato leaves aren't 100% green. So tell me what you think about that. Beets are looking like this, which I think is a good green, and I've changed the colors slightly over. So we have the different colored leaves, because I don't want all of them to be exactly the same. And I think, I hope I haven't done the default textures too much harm, because I really like the way this looks here. And here, of course, is our wheat, which I think looks pretty good. I've just made it yellow and dry, which, this is my idea of a wheat field. So tell me what you think. As I say, tell me in the comments. I'm up for criticism. I'm up for debate. I would love to know what your thoughts are. And we'll play with this for the rest of this episode. We're not actually going to be outside for too much longer. The other thing, which was a big change, is the water. Because I feel like the dark blue water is just way too much. So I thought I would go for this. Originally, I was going for because I know a lot of people do change these textures. I'm not the first to change these textures. And they go for a very bright blue. And I went for a lot more vibrant of a blue before this. But I feel that this, when I turned it down a little bit more, it came to this color, and I really like this color because it's a color I haven't actually seen used. In fact, but I mean, it probably has been used in there, but I think it looks really, really good. Just to have this color, of course, we're gonna have to fix the water up, but just this blue, I think, is a nice blue. It's not too vibrant, but it could get toned down a little bit, but it's not too in your face. You know what I mean? And it definitely is better than the original Minecraft blue. Although, as I say, let me know down in the comment section, because I would be very, very interested in what we have, what ideas everyone has. Hey, have I done? I haven't fixed this area up yet. I've got to fix that area up. So today, let's go and get started on the stuff that we want to do. And here we are starting our project. So we are in our inn. We're in our inn, which we started 2 episodes ago, and I need to just finish off a few things inside here, but that's not part of this episode. That's something I'll probably end up doing on a stream. So check out when we are streaming. We're going to be streaming sometime very, very soon. I guarantee you that. So just check out my Twitter, because that's where I'll be announcing it. And of course here on YouTube, and of course on Twitch. But yeah, that's all you need to know if you guys do want to catch us on a stream. Now, what we are doing is we are down here in the future cellar. Well, this is the cellar, and it's also the future one. And we are going to be doing some stuff in here. We're going to be decorating this, first of all. And that's pretty interesting. I think we've got some pretty cool ideas for that. Don't get me wrong. But I think we've got some really cool ideas as well for what we're going to be hiding in this cellar. Because everyone knows cellars are an easy place to do crime and stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. Good for revolutions, let's say. I don't know. I just think... I kind of got this feel from this that we are going to be making this a kind of shady cellar where a lot of bad dealings go on and stuff like that in the city, because of course we've got some hidden tunnels, we've got some stuff going on in the city which who knows what it is. Like, I don't know, it's a mystery to us all. And that's where our tunnels come in, and you guys hear about our tunnels every now and then, and this is going to be connecting up to the tunnels in some way. But the other thing is that I wanted to have a sort of story, as if we're smuggling stuff through. And not only that, we're going to go one step further, and we're also going to be making this into a bit of a redstone project. Nothing huge, just a small kind of fun thing where we can maybe have a little secret code or something to put in, where you have to hit some buttons or something like that, and that will open up a secret passageway for us to get into the back. Now, this is going to be a little bit of work for me, and I'm going to be clearing this all out. My thought is that I'm going to be putting in the decorations first. So we'll clear this out, put in a floor, put in some decorations, some shelving, store some food, some, I don't know, beverages down here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the redstone planned, which shouldn't be, I mean, I'm not going to go into too much depth. Of course, it's going to be very simple stuff. We're not going to be going into anything crazy, but we're going to be putting in an idea of like, something, a secret, almost like a secret handshake in redstone, where we're going to have to hit a button here, maybe flip a lever and put something else down, or maybe even opening a trap chest. That could be something cool. And what we'll do is we'll have a book with it written down in case we ever forget, but it's going to maybe have a bit of a riddle to it, or something along those lines. I think that'll be very interesting and something different for this area. Now, the idea is that I want to have one sewer pipe or whatever going down to I like to think ratways, because I do base a lot of my ideas on Skyrim, and that will be going over to the sewer, like the sewer pipes and stuff. But we're also going to have another door, which is the door I'm talking about, which will be probably a piston door that will open up for a few seconds once we've got this proper code. And once it opens up, you've got a few seconds to smuggle what you want to get through. So that will be the big door to get stuff out, and then it'll close up and you wouldn't even know it's there. That's the plan, of course. Alright, here we are. We've got ourselves a very basic cellar going on here with some supports in the middle. Some kind of, I didn't want to make it all symmetrical because this is actually a square. I decided to poke this little area out here, which I think does it a pretty good shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. Oh, I just realized I haven't textured these two walls. Well, that wall and that wall at all. Or even that wall for that matter. Okay, I'm going to have to get into that. That's alright. We'll do that at a later stage. So what I want to do is I want to first of all just add some stuff around here. Things that you would probably find stored downstairs in one of these things. For instance, there we've got some melons, some food. We also actually have to go up here. Let's make some of these. We're going to have to get probably, let's go 16, which will make it 8 chests, because we're going to be making chests out of these. And they are just going to be there to look like they're storing stuff. So we'll put some in over here. In fact, we might not even have to necessarily texture these walls because these are going to be chests. So there we go. We've got some chests storing stuff down there. And one idea I had was to put in a painting, like what we've done before, where we put a painting down, and actually, we'll take that out there. We'll put a painting down over here, like this. We want one of the long ones. In fact, we'll need it from the bottom. I want the standing up long painting. And it'll be very weird to have down in one of these things, and I know, and that's why we'll know to go look for it. Because things aren't that obvious. Okay, maybe, to make sure we get this painting, we'll do this and that, and now we'll put it there. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So we'll do that there, and without any real reason, there will be a spot over there. Can you push a button through there? Oh, no. That's very annoying. Okay, we'll try it another way. We'll do it a bit later. We won't mess around on that too much. So we'll go and do this around here. The next thing I want to do is I want to add some stuff in, for instance, some food, like this, more food, on some of these crates. So we'll have, for instance, beef in there. Steak, sorry. And we'll just tilt that way. And then we'll have pork chops in this one. And then the mushrooms, I was actually planning on just putting mushrooms down in spots like there, and there. Just to grow around here and make it look a little bit more like it's a place storing things like this stuff in it. Then, I brought these just to put along the walls, which might be a bit too much. However, it's always worth a try. It's always worth us testing out just there to break up the wall a bit. And of course, we haven't textured the wall, so it doesn't really matter for these. But for this area here, there, look at that. And you might also notice, besides this stuff, I've also got a lot of green in the floor, a lot of mossy stone brick, which I thought was a great addition to have, because we don't use it too often, because it's a very powerful block. It's a very overpowering block if you use it too much. But in this context, it's actually pretty damn good, because what it does is it makes us feel as though we actually are underground in a wet environment where moss is growing and stuff like that. I think it works really well. It works very well. There we go. These are obviously pots, which are going to be cups for upstairs. And I've got one more trick up my sleeve, which I wanted to try pull off here. And that will be right down here. Ooh, this actually isn't going to work in this one. I'm going to have to do it in another one. So we'll just grab that block back, do that one, and we'll have to do it probably over here, which actually isn't a problem. That's not a problem for me. So we'll remove these, and we'll put in these here. Actually, we only need those there. I'm being silly. We need those there, and then we need to just put in some down here, and we'll put in these. So this is going to look like barrels. Spruce barrels. So you see that there? We'll put this in over here. And now we've got spruce barrels on this side here. Unspawnable as well. So that's just some ideas. Those are just some ideas for my decorating. Now, let's get redstoning. So first of all, I'll plan this out. I want these over here to open up. So we'll have to clear out this area. And we'll put this as a double piston extender, which is actually going to be it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, because we're going to have to detract from the fact that there's a piston here. So we'll have to put another block in there. That'll be alright, because this is just rubble. We can make rubble. That's fine. That's not a problem. So we'll have to clear out these here. And we'll also have to clear out this here, which will be a little bit interesting for how we're going to hide it. But we'll be able to do that. So we'll clear out this area here. And that's all we need there. Oh, man. That could be a problem. That could be an interesting one. Okay. Don't worry about it. Carrying on. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're also going to have to make an underground web, where we're going to have a room, basically, with all of the logic behind this working. So we'll have to make a button. So how about we do a button which will last for a few seconds, that we can do first. Then what we can do is we can go and have a trap chest over here, which you open. And then the final thing, what could the final thing be? Perhaps we could update a door. I don't know if doors give updates when we do that. That seems actually a bit too flimsy, considering the idea that we've got there. Maybe what can the last thing be? The last thing, perhaps just a pressure plate. Just something simple, like a pressure plate on the floor in the corner over here, where you wouldn't really notice it there. So you'd probably walk over it as you come in. So pressure plate, then we have the button, and we'll make the trap chest as well. So button over there, trap chest somewhere else. somewhere else in the room. And when all three of those are pressed within a few seconds of each other, we'll have this door open and we'll go into a room back here, which I don't know what we're going to store in. Maybe if you guys have got ideas, we can put stuff in here. But for me, for now, I'm more concerned with getting a hidden room. So we'll work out another idea. Okay, guys, we are back down here now, and I've gone ahead. I've done all the redstone that we're going to need. And what we have got here is we've got two main problems. And they're not getting fixed today because this took way too long. But what I did was I did a bunch of redstone stuff. I know a lot of you guys might be scared, but do not worry. We're not going to go into super far depth. I'm just going to kind of get you guys to understand what's going on, basically, in this stuff. There's nothing complex. Take it this way. There's no super advanced redstone stuff. It's all your basic things, which will make sense if you actually looked at it for long enough. So what we said is we want to have, let's just make sure we don't place blocks. We want a button, we want this chest over here, and we want this pressure plate here. So first of all, pressure plate. You can't tell that that's really a pressure plate. In fact, if you just walked over, nothing's going to happen. Look at that. That door stays closed. There's no problem, because that's actually the door those for. And by the way, I'll get to my problem soon. This chest over here, this trap chest, you're going to open it, nothing's going to happen. If you push this button, and even that trap chest, nothing's going on. You need to hit that, and the button was still pressed from time. So this, okay, there we go. It'll hold up for a bit. There we go, so that's reset. We'll do that, and then all three. Enough for us to walk through, and then it closes. So, the first problem we have. Okay, so this is just a bit of redstone. This, by the way, is the door. The first problem is getting out. We haven't designed an exit, which should be pretty easy to add in, but I still have to add it in, so that is one problem we do have. And the next problem we have is, of course, the fact that this is one block too far forward. So I've got to push this back, and then I've got to put in a little mechanism to make sure that we can get out of here as well. So first of all, we'll go back in, and we'll have to restart this. There, it should open, and bam. Okay, we're down. So, first of all, I'll quickly tell you what's going on. Imagine all of this stuff up here. Ignore these redstone things. That's actually for a table. The table upstairs. That's over there. And we have a bit of a problem there, but we'll fix it up. So, this over here is just the door. Just think of that. That's the door. This over here is the timer. So, when we push a button, for instance, this makes sure that button holds up for about 5 seconds or so, and then it'll switch off. So, imagine we powered it. Like, imagine we push the button. And we did that. It holds for about 5 seconds, and then it'll switch off so you can see there. Look at the power slowly draining down, and then eventually there's no power. Then, we've got 3 of them, one for each of the things, and they're just using comparators, by the way, to do that. So if you guys are interested, just look at this, alright? Just pause the video and see there's a repeater, 4 comparators, and then they slowly let the signal dissipate into nothing. That's the way it's working. Don't want to get into too much complexity, but that's what's happening. And then we've got our 3 torches to invert the signal. So whenever all 3 of these, for instance, that, so you see how there's 2 that are powered? And you'll see these torches, both off. And then we go and power this one. There we go. So you see, we need all 3 of those to be powered at once to be able to open the door. And like that, the door closes. Super simple. I know it seems complicated, and it might to a lot of people, because I was there as well. I know a lot of people here are more builders, less redstoners. But if you guys want to try and work it out, I would highly encourage you to do it. Trust me. Just figuring out these small things make redstone a breeze eventually, and you'll love yourself for doing it. So today, guys, I think this will do the episode for a finish, and I'm very glad with what we've got achieved. I wanted to show you guys my texture pack thing that I've been doing, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. I do like what I've got. I'll tell you that. I do like it, but I don't know if it's for us. So that's why I want you guys to tell me if you like the water, if you like, you know what, if you, say for instance, you just didn't like the water, which I think is one that, I think is one that a lot of people might not like. That's fine. Tell me that you don't like the water, and I'll be able to tell you whether or not we will fix it, or, I mean, if we get a lot of people who like it, who knows, we might keep the water. We might get rid of the whole texture pack completely as well. But I thought it was worth a try, and I'd love to hear what you guys want to say about it. So, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.